Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Thomas Drives, and today we have a very special episode. We're going to talk about a brand that is extremely special, a brand I believe that is the purest in the automotive industry. Because when you mention the brand's name, there's only one thought in your mind: luxury, but luxury beyond measure. Yes, we're talking about Rolls-Royce today. And today we're going to look at its most successful product, the Ghost. And for its 116th year, this is their bread and butter, or I believe the thing that makes Rolls-Royce a Rolls-Royce. In this very luxurious episode of Thomas Drives, I take a nap in the Rolls-Royce, I stroke some lamb's wool, and I struggle to get into my Porsche. It's raining. Now if you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to hit the like button, and if you want more car reviews on my channel and also other contents for car enthusiasts, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you won't miss any of the videos we upload in the future. And with that, enjoy this episode of Thomas Drives. Now this is the new Rolls-Royce Ghost. Now if you look at it right now, it looks familiar, but a lot of people might also mistaken it as a facelift, or maybe it's a slight improvement from the last Ghost, but that is so far from the truth. This car is completely built newly from the ground up. There's only two parts of this car that is taken from the last Ghost, in fact, which is the Spirit of Ecstasy, which is right in front over there, and also the umbrella. So this is the most technologically advanced Rolls-Royce. In fact, a lot of the things that improve are very subtle, but yet is very, very significant. We're going to run through more of it in this review over here. Let's talk about the design of the Rolls-Royce Ghost. Now, the design language is called post-opulent. Now, what does it mean by that? It means that it's about rejecting the idea of superficial wealth. So it's not shouty. So the language is about minimalism, it's about perfectionism, and also simplicity. Now, you may think that, oh, that's simple, right? Because it's simplicity. But in fact, that's so far from the truth. If you look at Japanese design or minimalist art, it takes a lot of effort to reduce, right, to get more out of it. So that's the whole story of the Rolls-Royce Ghost. We'll go around the car later on to how they achieved this. Now let's start with the front bonnet. The bonnet is now completely redesigned, so the bonnet goes all the way to the grille. Unlike the previous model, the bonnet ends before the bumper where it houses the Spirit of Ecstasy. Now this is intended to reduce the gaps that break the seamless perfection which the new Rolls-Royce aims to do. Now to achieve that, Rolls-Royce has to throw a lot of things out the window. They have to rebuild the whole front, the hood, the bumper, and engineer a new mechanism for the Spirit of Ecstasy. Now coming down to the Pantheon grille over here. Now, because there is some LED lights, okay, they design it in such a way that you don't want it to be too sharp and shouty, right? So the front is chrome, while the interior here are actually brushed. So when the light comes on, it's gentle, it's warm, right? All these small details makes this Ghost special. Now from the side, the idea of perfection and simplicity is strongly reflected. And now this is achieved by creating three main lines on the side profile. And this is inspired by the idea of a yacht. Now if you look at the car from the side, the first line from the bottom is what they call the waft line. Now that's where the water meets the yacht, or where the yacht is floating on the water. Now the second line on the middle is what we call the shoulder line, which starts from the front headlamps into the rear lights. Now this gives it a masculine and strong presence, but it's also not shouty. Now the third one on top is what they call the hood line. Now this line starts all the way from the Pantheon grille and it connects into the front pillar through the hood, and then it goes through the roof edges on top, and then it all converges behind. And all these three lines converge and disappear seamlessly into the rear lamps. Now, what I really like about the lines is that the way they are very subtle. What I mean is that your eyes are not drawn to the lines. The lines are there to create a feeling like they are strong but also not sharp. And I think this is the idea of perfection and simplicity. It does the job without actually overpowering the whole concept. And I think this requires a lot of effort and thought to achieve. And I really think that this is a part that needs to be appreciated about the Rolls-Royce Ghost. And check this out, this is what they've done as well. You notice this piece over here is one whole piece. This aluminium this aluminium chrome piece is one piece. So much effort to make sure it has no breaking lines. Okay, enough geeking out about the exterior. Let's check out the interior design and see how the post-opulent design and approach reflects on the interior as well. Now, of course, we have suicide doors, as signature Rolls-Royce should have. Now, the interior is a very familiar place to be. What do I mean by that? They don't clutter up the interior with fancy tag and unknown things. You want to make sure the interior is not distracting, it's familiar. Like the aircon vents are aircon vents, the knobs for the aircon are knobs, right? And the armrest, everything is familiar. And the reason why they do that is, again, it's about simplicity and perfection. They want the drivers to feel that they're not distracted and to create this space that the passengers and drivers, this is a thinking space, a space that way they can contemplate. And the reason they do this is because people's lives can be, there's so many things that you want to focus on, right? And if you are in the post-opulent mindset, you're not buying a car to sort of show off. You're using a car as a sort of mode of transportation, and you want that comfort, you want that luxury. So when you arrive at your point of destination, you're ready to tackle whatever comes on with you, right? So this design language is to create a space where you feel like, wow, I have a nice safe space for me to think, to process, or just to relax, which I should do right now because it just feels so good. So if Rolls-Royce doesn't want to spend all its money and effort into tech and other fancy interiors, now what do they do with all of that? Well, they spend it all in improving the fundamental pieces in the car. And this is the same mindset and approach on the exterior, where they aim for perfection and simplicity. So not by adding more, but by perfecting and improving the pieces that matter. Take the interior wooden trim for example. This is an open pore wood veneer which you can choose and spec on your Rolls-Royce, and there are 4 different types to choose from. Now whichever you choose, they're all made from the same piece of lumber. They're not joined together from different trees of the same species, but they're all from one tree. Now this is done so that the wooden trim all around the car share the same look and feel because the tree shares the same DNA, and they also stain the wood specifically to create a nice seamless flowing feel to the whole trim. Now I personally love the open pore because it's softer to the eyes and compared to the lacquered or plastic trims, and it's more luxurious to the touch as well. So if you're going to get a Rolls-Royce, I highly recommend that you take a look at the open pored veneer. And then there are the materials. They are all proper materials, like the metals are real metal aluminium. They're not some hollow stuff or plastic wrapped in aluminium. The engineers in Rolls-Royce also spend a great deal of effort to make the feel of all these little pieces in the car to feel a class above. And there's simply no other car in the world that actually have the same feel. Nothing in here snaps or flips. It moves gently and slowly. And I've been told that the sound of each moving parts are purposefully designed so it feels expensive. Now here's some ASMR clips for you guys. Oh, sorry. I'm just getting my detoxification and thinking space from the whole world. Now, since we're in the interior, let's talk about something that is uniquely Rolls-Royce, which are the stars over here. Now, every single version has to be better than the last, right? So instead of just putting the lights, as usual, the starry nights on top, now what Rolls-Royce did is now created this shooting star effect. Now, if you stare at the roof, you will not only see stars, but occasionally, and they say every 8 seconds, you can catch a shooting star. So guess what? If I buy this car, I can make lots of wishes and my wish may come true. That's how you maintain the wealth, right? Maybe. Now, they extended that and they take the effort to the front as well. Let's check it out something. Now, the lights extend as well, not just from the top. Now, with an option, you can have the lights be illuminated as in the fascia of the car here as well. Now, this design took them 10,000 man-hours. 10,000 for this little piece over here. And why would they take so much time? Because they want to create this illusion, this feeling that the stars are actually alive rather than just a piece of star. Now, there are over 90,000 laser etched holes, okay, and then 152 different LEDs behind there, okay, and as a result, you have 850 stars over there. So much effort to create that little piece that makes the car special, and that's what makes it a Rolls-Royce. So something interesting about the Rolls-Royce tech and design is that it allows you to maintain a power position. And now some of you are probably wondering, what is a power position? Now, in the science of body language, when you have an upright position, when you don't break your vertical plane, this is your vertical plane, you maintain and you project something or to be perceived to be more powerful. Now, that's designed into the car over here. Now check this out. Now when I'm let's say I'm just arriving at my scene and I have my doors closed over here. Okay. So if I want to open my door, I don't have to exert much effort and to compromise my power position, right? So if I just open this with one pull, the door opens up, and if I just hold on to the latch a little bit longer, it opens. See? And then for me to exit, right, I don't have to break my vertical plane, because the door is open in such a way, and because of the height and the size of the door, I don't have to bend down. I can just slightly tilt my head and I'm out. And then when you come out over here, see, you're maintaining a power position the whole time. And then when you want to close the door, you don't have to bend. Because of this effortless door technology, I can just use a button and the door closes automatically. Off you go. Doing all of that while maintaining my power position and my vertical plane. So anytime there's a camera taking a picture of me, I look powerful. I feel powerful. Now that's for the closing element of the door as well. So if you push a button over here in the rear seat, it closes the door. And also in the driver's seat, if you push a button in the center console, it closes the door as well. So you don't have to struggle to close the door, unlike some sports cars owners, Oh, it's raining. Oh,
Now let's talk about the powertrain of this car. It is an all-new 6.75-litre twin-turbocharged V12 petrol engine. Now this new power plant produces 563 brake horsepower and a whopping 850 Nm of torque. Now all of that power are sent to the wheels through a four-wheel drive system. Now this is to ensure confidence and sure-footedness with such power. 0 to 100 happens in only 4.8 seconds. Now not bad for a car weighing almost 2.5 tons. Now, some of you are probably thinking, why so much power for a luxury limousine? Now, for one, excess power is a form of luxury, and with the extra large displacement and power, you don't need to feel strain or to exert the engine for power when you need it. Now, the other reason is the V12 produces less vibration, which reflects on a buttery smooth acceleration. Talking about buttery smooth, it is the same with the ride as well. Rolls-Royce created this new planar technology system, which are actually three technologies working together to create a newly improved signature magic carpet ride. Now firstly, the transmission is aided with GPS so that the car will shift gears in anticipation of the road ahead. Now secondly, the flag bearer system, which are two sensors on the windscreen that scans the road conditions ahead and adjusts the electronic anti-roll bar and suspension accordingly to make sure the car goes smoothly. And the third is a special damper on the front. See, most cars use air suspension to create a comfortable ride, but no, Rolls-Royce takes it a step above, quite literally. Basically, the front suspension is sitting on another suspension. How it works is that the first suspension will absorb the vibration from the road, while the second suspension isolates the vibration from the first suspension. The result? A buttery smooth magic carpet ride that no other cars out there have.
I'm going to use the function to close the door here. Normal people close the doors themselves.
Normal people close the doors themselves. Normal people close the doors themselves.
Oh, let's talk about the other thing that is really unique about this car. Is about the noise and also about the sound in the car. Now, Rolls-Royce has gone to great efforts to ensure the car has, not say no noise, but to have minimal but soothing noise. Now let me explain. See, Rolls-Royce in the development of Ghost, they've done a lot of effort to remove the noise from the car mechanically. Now as a result, the first test drive group actually reported a sick feeling when driving in the car because they feel like they're as if they're floating in space. They don't know whether the car is moving or not. Now it may sound like a good thing, but it's not, because then you have to feel like you inflow the car to avoid any motion sickness.
To achieve that, Rolls-Royce has to purposefully and thoughtfully produce sounds and vibrations in the car, and I think this is where Rolls-Royce really boasts their craftsmanship and engineering. Now all of this are done mechanically versus electronically, so let me explain. The first step is to remove the uncomfortable noise. This starts with the body. It's made of aluminium, and it's important because aluminium has a higher sound impedance, the ability to absorb more noise. Even the roof line is welded into one piece into the rear fender. So rather than having two pieces, small pieces to absorb noise, you have one larger piece which has higher level of noise impedance. And then the Ghost has more than 100 kilograms of noise dampening and reduction in the car itself. Even the boot space has venting ability to reduce resonance in a long distance journey. And the tyres are especially made for Rolls-Royce to reduce tyre roar and sound from the road. Now, the next step then is to carefully engineer the whisper. This is a trade secret frequency noise. This is the noise I spoke about being created so that passengers have a sensation of the car moving. Now this is done by ensuring all components in the car are harmonized. So it creates a gentle sound as the car moves. Even the drive shafts are engineered to create that frequency. This is superb engineering because Rolls-Royce could have just used noise cancelling electronics, but nope, it doesn't suit the idea of perfection. See, human beings experience sound through our bones. So it's the vibration that makes you feel something, not the noise that goes through our ears. So it's like how you feel more alive in a concert, or why people pay thousands to listen to a live orchestra in the auditorium versus playing some music from Spotify or iTunes. The result, a soothing whisper to complement the minimalist and detoxing space of the interior.
Sorry, I'm just enjoying the nice carpet over here. So luxurious. So let's talk about the space of the car over here. Now before we continue on to the space, the boot of course is a huge space. You can fit 2 person over here, in fact. Now there's something really unique about this car over here is that you have this button to actually open the boot. That's what I was doing just now. I believe Rolls-Royce put it here because they have a policy against smuggling human beings. So with this over here, whoever you smuggle can get out over here. Just kidding. Anyways, let's get on with the interior space, shall we? Oh, what a nice place to be. Even the buttons over here, check this out. It looks like a Rolls-Royce. The details, guys, the details. Okay, let's continue on to the rear space. This is the Rolls-Royce extended wheelbase. So this is of course the longer wheelbase version of the Ghost. Now, the Ghost has already a great amount of leg space, but if you just want a little bit more and just want that little bit more luxury, you can get the rear space with the extended wheelbase. So here we are in the rear seat of the Rolls-Royce again. I believe this is my favorite seat in this car over here. Second is the boot space. Now, the interior of course is a great space to be. In this extended wheelbase version, I have so much leg space. I can just lie down here. Now, Rolls-Royce designed the Ghost not to be just a car that to be chauffeured around. It's also, equivalently nice to be driven. To drive the car as well. But the rear space and the front space, they boast excellent comfort and space. Now, there are a lot of things in the interior behind here as well. Let's talk about some of the features over here. So in the front here, you have the your folding table, which you also have your infotainment system. So if you want to change the song, if you don't like the song that your driver chooses, you can just change it. Then you can just press a button, it goes back up. Because why you need to do that? You are in a Rolls-Royce, right? Now, a lot of other functions over here as well. Here you have this little part over here. This is a smoker's package, so if you like to smoke a cigar and stuff, you do have, your little lighter and the place you can put off your cigar as well. And of course, here you have the massage function over here. There are 3 levels of massage: level 3, level 2, level 1. I better turn this off because if not, I'll probably fall asleep over here. Okay, now how you adjust the seats are over here, up, down, left, right. You can adjust. I'm in the lowest position and the lean angle is very, very comfortable. Shall continue. The armrest, you have cup holders over here. You press the button and the way it comes out, look at that. And then you also have a space to even choose your media with your little, so you can choose the media in front, because if you don't like what the drivers are doing, you can just change it if you want to. And then you have also here place to store extra things as well. And then this one you don't have, but you can have an option of having the champagne bottle, a little mini refrigerator in here, so you can enjoy your champagne or whatever drinks, whether it's apple juice, grape juice, you know, anything they want, you can be stored there. But for this version, you don't have it over here. So being a Rolls-Royce, you must have that signature umbrella, isn't it? And look at this, it's right over here in both sides. So you just press the button, oh, it's coming out. No worries about rain. I can just take out, and there you go. I have my I have my umbrella, okay? So this umbrella apparently is roughly 12,000 ringgit. So if you break one of this, it's going to cost you a little bit. But well, I'm a Rolls-Royce owner. What's 12,000 ringgit anyways, right? Let's check out something in the front before we end. So the one thing that makes this car really awesome, as well as to make the driving far more at ease, is the tech. So the front, you have a radar, and what it does is that it detects pedestrian, detects obstructions or things that are dangerous on the road. So let's say if you're on a highway and you're running your cruise control, if it detects something in front, the car can brake for you. And also in the city driving, it helps you stop before you get into a collision. So that's an additional tech to make sure that the driving is much more easy as well. Okay. Coming on to the driver's perspective, what I love about this design, something that I must mention, is the instrument dials. Now it's a mix of digital and also analog, which I really like. You know, I feel that we've gone so much too digital that it makes it so unfamiliar. And this one over here, clear, visible, looks analog although it is digital, and it's somewhat inside. Yeah.
Talking about the driver's perspective, one of the notable upgrades from the last Ghost is the rear wheel steering. Now how it works is that the rear wheel steers the opposite direction of the turn. This helps the car to have a smaller turning circle. And that's important because the Rolls-Royce Ghost is a large car. And for high-speed lane changes, it steers the same direction of your steering input to make lane changing smoother on high speeds as well.
This is the badge of the Rolls-Royce on the rims. And it's designed in a way that when the car is rolling, Rolls-Royce rolling, it's always going to stay upright. What a unique design, isn't it? Now back to the conclusion of this car over here. Now what do I think about the Rolls-Royce? I think the Rolls-Royce is like the perfect butler or the perfect waiter. And let me explain this. It's in no way trying to degrade, that. Because there's an art form of being of a great service to your guest. See, there's a fine balance between letting your guests know that you are there, anticipating all their needs without being intrusive to your life. And you want to be there, but you don't want to intrude. There is that very fine balance. Everything in the car is designed not to show off, not to say, hey, look, I'm a Rolls-Royce. But rather it's designed to have the passenger, have the driver feel relaxed, pampered. Everything is done for them. And the Rolls-Royce Ghost achieves that. And for that reason, I think this car is its category of its own, and if you can afford this car, and this car is, with all this spec in Malaysia right now, is 3.2 million ringgit, including duties and taxes. If you can afford it, you should definitely go for it. And you have to see the car in person, because in person, it's so gorgeous, it's beautiful, the lines just looks magnificent. There's no other words to say it. I'm speechless, because it is just beautiful. So this is the end of the episode of Thomas Drives. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit the like button to let us know we're doing a good job. And also to get more updates of content like this in the future, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you get an alert when new content are coming out as well. Okay, with that, thank you so much for watching. And oh, by the way, let us know in the comments below, what do you think about the Rolls-Royce Ghost? Okay, so with that, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, love you guys, and as always, keep it 100%. Peace out.